Dear awakening souls out there, welcome to the Here and Now. I'm your host, Roxana Fiamma, your spiritual guide, hero's journey and transformation coach, and this is the Conscious Cruising Podcast. Let me ask you a question. Do you remember when you were really well and everything is flowing seamlessly? You know, when you feel light, uplifted, with the spring in your steps, really focused and sharp and awake. Remember? Can you think of moments like that right now? How does it feel to be well, to be at peace, to feel the way you've always wanted to feel? And do you remember when you were healing after a time of pain, of uneasiness, a time of illness? Maybe you've had something in recent times or in a more distant past. Remember what you feel? What do you say to yourself even if you want to reassure yourself that things are on the mend and you're healing? Are you simply saying, I'm healing? Or are you trying to converse with yourself in a more loving, connecting way, as if you were talking to a friend or about them? Maybe more poetically, you may say, I'm learning to exhale. I'm learning it's safe to breathe when all I've ever known is how to hold my breath. I'm learning it's safe to notice my surroundings without an eagle eye to scan. I'm learning that I have a voice and it's okay to use it, even when I'm used to no one listening. I'm learning to lean into the angst, the anger and grief and allow myself to be held in it. I'm learning to create a home within myself that I can safely rest in. I'm learning what it feels like to be satiated by connection rather than following the hunger of breadcrumbs. I'm learning to feel the softness of my body and fall in love with the way my legs move up a mountain. I'm learning that sunshine on my skin feels good for a reason, and that laughter is the greatest way to feel alive. I'm learning to take one step at a time. I'm learning that my feelings are not too much to have and that what I feel makes sense. I make sense. If you've never spoken to yourself like that, and you're not too used to this kind of narrative about yourself, especially when you feel lack of some ability, perhaps when you feel you've disappointed yourself, or your ego, should I say, stop and listen how these words gently show you how to envelop yourself in a sea of warmth, acceptance, and connection. Go ahead, go back and listen to it again. Be present while you listen to it, and maybe scan your body even. That's it. Experience the beauty of interacting with yourself in this beautiful, gentle, and thoughtful manner. Give yourself permission to slow down and be present, especially when you're triggered by external forces or events. Allow me to remind you, before I continue, that the Conscious Cruising Podcast is for those who choose to evolve and learn how to adapt, overcome and conquer the external forces that forge us and initiate us on the way to our authentic self, a state of being that will open us to our true power and potential. Why not like and share the video and subscribe to the channel to help it grow into a community of awakened individuals all living with the same goal in mind: freedom and personal sovereignty. I've learned to carve a little time for myself every day. A time when I can retreat into a place of nature. In the morning usually, but also at sunset, my favorite time of the day. When I used to live in the southwest of England, even though I was in an urban area, the small city was surrounded by green. Near where I lived, there was a wood where I could feel far away from the city. I called it my secret garden because to me it felt enchanted and magical and secret. I would walk along the river, cross the bridge and follow the path. My favorite part was to walk among the trees. There I could feel safe, grounded. I'd feel the mighty energy of the trees wrapped around me. There I could give myself permission to relax, to feel content and at peace, surrounded by all that luscious energy. Trees are so present. I love them. There was an old horse chestnut tree, so majestic. Even though it was suffering from some kind of parasitic disease, it was still so mighty. And to me, it was like a dragon because it was shaped a bit like one. It had been split in two by lightning at some point, and yet it grew into two big trees into one. He was solid. He taught me so much. To me, it was a he, and he was amazing. I called him Sensei. Sometimes, though, I can't let myself feel at peace so easily, especially in difficult times, like when I'm going through the dark night of the soul, like recently. But I've learned, and I'm learning still, that instead of resisting all that, I remind myself that no, I deserve to accept the healing and the beauty of this wood, of this garden, of this moment, or wherever I find myself in. All these plants are so generously offering me their gifts, asking for nothing in return, and rejecting it for the sake of worrying about things I cannot change would be a sad thing. The least I can do is accepting their beauty with appreciation. And so I decided instead to offer the feelings of love and wholeness I am experiencing to the world around me, because if we're all waiting around for things to be just right for us to allow ourselves to heal and to be at peace, then we're never going to get there. So we can choose to ruminate until our last breath, or we can find a new way, a gentle path. And we can understand that, considering the ever-present darkness in the world, if we don't know how to find peace despite it, I wonder if it just maybe we're missing out on the best part of being alive. We need to practice holding the emotions in our hearts we believe everyone should enjoy. And we can do that without invalidating all the struggles within us and around us. I know it's impossible to be happy all the time, and sometimes our burdens and situations will simply weigh us down, and that's okay. But I think it's important to find little moments to be at peace and to hold a space for love and even joy if it arises within us. I find in a world where we're constantly updated on violent news, everyone seems so angry over politics and doom, scrolling into doom. Scrolling is all too easy. It may feel like you're not allowed to be happy anymore. But I don't believe it's a selfish act when it's done with love and awareness that we're all connected to everyone and we're all learning how to be better together, to help each other and how to be content in a complicated world. So taking little breaks and retreat into a beautiful garden where we can ground ourselves again and connect with Gaia can be a cherished routine, a much needed panacea. I hope this week you allow yourself some moments to be at peace, to heal a little bit more, to find contentment in your own personal secret garden, even when it's hard. I also hope you appreciated some musing while wandering in a fairy garden and daydreaming in fairy tales and acts of kindness. I'm sending some fairy wishes your way and so much love. I feel so very grateful for the opportunity to be here right now. I thought that I would take a moment and sit here and focus on my breathing, hopefully with you. And if this is not your cup of tea and need to go gently about your day. But if you're interested though, I think it can do us a lot of good to take just a few minutes to stop and sit and be okay with just being here and being alive. We don't need to be entertained. We don't need anything to distract us. We can just be. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for just a little while, and I hope you can do that along with me. So what I'm going to do is lean back just a little bit and focus on my breathing. Bring my breathing from my chest down to my belly and focus on that. And I'm going to go just breathing in for a few seconds and then breathing out. If you sit still for long enough, there are so many more things you notice. It is so interesting. So breathe along with me. I hope you enjoyed or gave a thought to the solstice that just occurred this week and the full moon the day after, which was yesterday. We've just crossed over into a new season, summer in the northern hemisphere and winter in the southern hemisphere. It's quite significant and important, I think, to be in rhythm with the cycle of Mother Earth. Thank you for breathing with me till the end of the episode. And if you want to share your expression of I am healing in a more descriptive way, why not leave it in the comments below for others to see and be inspired? Like and share the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next week. Be well. I'm your host, Roxana Fiamma, your Hero's Journey and Transformation Coach, and this was the Conscious Cruising Podcast.